That is the hardest part of that ring.
For the hardest part of the ring.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the hardest part of the ring.
Hello and welcome to episode number 43 of Hardest Part of the Ring, the podcast where four friends get together to discuss the wonder of professional wrestling. My name is Adam and I'm joined by Sam.
Hello.
By John.
Hello.
And by Brett.
Hiya.
Hello, everybody.
Hiya. Hiya.
Hiya. It's good to be back after what feels like an eternity, but was in fact just 2 weeks. We had a week off last week because Sam and I have been on holiday. Not together.
As you keep telling everyone, despite my best efforts.
Yeah, despite Sam's proof of a photo of you with him.
That wasn't me. That was not me. That was just some random tall man. Very tall man. Very tall, good-looking man.
A lot like you, though.
Yeah. Sam, how was your holiday? You went to... Where did you go?
My holiday was great. I went to Mallorca.
Oh, nice.
Sat by a pool for a week and played Into the Breach on a Nintendo Switch.
Did you complete it?
Yeah, multiple times.
Excellent.
It's a good game. How was your holiday, Adam?
Brilliant. I actually woke up this morning in Portugal. Yeah, so I've travelled back especially for this podcast. I abandoned my family. They're still out there. They don't even know I left.
Was 40 foot of red steel involved in your holiday?
No.
Okay.
No.
Disappointed.
I did.
Hannah must be very disappointed.
Yeah, she really was. I didn't watch Hell in a Cell, so I think this is the first pay-per-view I haven't watched in about at least a year and a half. And I'm fucked off that it sounds like it was a good one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the best pay-per-views WWE have done in a long time.
Oh my god! And I'm not going to watch it. Let's face it. I'm not going to have time to catch up on it. I didn't watch any Hell in a Cell. I basically didn't go on the Twitter at all. I did ask a question that we're going to look at later on in the podcast, but I didn't read any of the spoilers until about an hour ago. So I'm up to date. You know, it's all fresh in the memory in terms of the results, but I haven't watched any of it. So this one's going to be John, Sam, and Brett heavy.
That's what the fans have been asking for. Yeah.
We'll see how the listeners feel about that, but I'm sure they'll be delighted. Should we talk about Hell in a Cell then after this?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
EC3 now has Velveteen Dream on the apron.
Velveteen Dream could be in trouble. Wait.
Counter here by Velveteen.
No way.
Dream Valley Driver on the apron.
Hell in a Cell 2018 happened on Sunday the 16th of September. Of course, we do realise that we're a bit late with this review, so we are going to try and fly through it a little bit, and then we're going to check out some listener comments and discuss the state of WWE as a whole at the moment. 16th of September at the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas, with an attendance of 15,216. Any initial thoughts on this before we get into the key matches, guys?
It's a great pay-per-view.
I wasn't looking forward to this.
You were looking forward to it?
I wasn't looking forward to this.
Oh, right, okay.
I think we're coming off the back of some solid pay-per-views recently, and this was not one I was kind of like hyped up for, and they surprised me.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job because going through the card, there's not a lot of stories in WWE at the moment that I am super excited about. But yeah, this pay-per-view put on some really good matches.
Yes, absolutely.
Good. Brett?
Yeah.
Not fussed?
Concur. It was decent.
Okay, cool. The card, just to fly through it, we had a pre-show of the New Day against Rusev Day with the tag team titles on the line. Bit crap having a title match in the pre-show, right?
Yeah, really crap.
Yeah, very much
maybe
so.
The cruiserweight. But, main card, we had Randy Orton against Jeff Hardy, Becky Lynch against Charlotte Flair, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre against Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe, the mixed tag match between Miz and Maurice and Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella, and then we had Ronda Rousey against Alexa Bliss, and we finished with the Roman Reigns Braun Strowman match. We are going to talk about the key matches and sort of what the key matches were before the event first. So first up is Becky versus Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship. what were your thoughts on this?
Becky needs a new theme tune now. She's a heel.
Oh, do you reckon?
Is she a heel?
She's kind of.
Yeah, she feels like a tweener, doesn't she? I don't think she's full heel.
I mean, everyone is still cheering for her.
Yeah, everyone loves her. She's great. I don't know. It's a really upbeat theme, isn't it? It's like when Sami Zayn went heel and he still had his. It's just.
At least he started doing the dance to, at least show a little bit of different character. I did read that about 90% of the crowd were in Becky's favour, which is weird considering how popular Charlotte is. But I suppose...
I would say that's an understatement. I would say a good 100.
Yeah,
really?
There was a lot of Becky chants going around, and when she won, it was a biggest pop of the night by a long way.
Oh, whoa. Was it?
Yeah.
What do you think it was, Sam?
I think it was Beard Lesnar rocking up.
Oh...
I need to look at pictures. I need to look at pictures of this beard.
Yeah, we'll get on to Beard Lesnar.
It's good beard.
You guys talk about it. You guys talk about the women's match. And I'm going to look at pictures of Brock with a beard.
This was a good match. Just a really solid wrestling match between two good wrestlers. There was maybe a couple of spots where I was a little bit like, oh, wait, what? Namely, Charlotte banging her head off the back of the turnbuckle ever so gently.
Yes, that was funny.
And then maybe the finish as well, the roll-up of the spear was a little... I'm not sure it kind of came off. I don't think it was a very good spear.
Yeah.
Well, obviously not. She lost the women's title to it. So
there was a few moments as well, like the height difference with them. It's funny watching Charlotte try and duck people's clotheslines and stuff because she really has to double herself over to get underneath.
Yeah. But, I mean, those are two very small criticisms of what was a very solid and enjoyable match.
This was my favourite match of the night.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I thought the pace was really great. Like, it was so snappy and fast in between transitions. I think there was a great intensity. It felt like a real fight. I just really loved it. And the end, I was so happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's great news for Becky, who deserved this a long time ago, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's maybe, if I had to pick a loser out of this, I would say maybe Carmella has sort of been a little bit shafted by all of this.
Yeah.
She had a moment in the sun, didn't she?
I think that's fine. She's had a moment.
What I really loved about this match, though, in particular, was it just feels like I can barely name another singles match I've seen Becky Lynch in on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And it was just great. It was just great to watch her on a one-on-one match. It was great.
I was really chuffed when I saw this result. I didn't actually expect it when I was scrolling through reading what happened, and it got to the end and it said she won. I wasn't expecting that. So... That
is actually a great thing about this match as well, is the fact that kind of whenever someone wins a title now, you don't expect it to flip-flop so quickly. So kind of you always expect them to have a couple of defences in them before they move it on.
But obviously, thinking back to the days of Sasha and Charlotte when
they
for sure all the time. Obviously, I had to check. I went back and had a little look at our draft spreadsheet. What a spreadsheet! And Brett, you've got Becky Lynch.
Oh, get in.
You know that?
No, I'd totally forgotten.
Becky Lynch is part of Brettomania.
Yeah, there we go.
Hardest part of the ring is the only place where you can hear the phrase, what a spreadsheet. It's really exciting.
Yeah, so listeners, we are referring to our fantasy draft where we all pick our own rosters, and it's episode 25 if you want to go back and give that a listen. I think Brett's pretty happy to have Becky.
So is this where I say I saw this coming? Saw this coming in my life. Totally new. That's why I picked her.
Hopefully she's going to keep hold of it for a while. I think they've got a good thing going with Becky, and if they can sort of just go with it, I think it's going to be...
Yeah, I think if they just allow that adjustment of... Because she's such a natural face, and Charlotte is such a natural heel. It just works so well that way. I just can see it getting awkward with them trying to play the other part when the fans are all totally behind, the heel in this situation. And
do you think this feud has a lot more left in the tank, though? I'm assuming there's a little bit left there, but I'm assuming they're both going to go on to be doing different things.
Well, they're fighting each other at Evolution, aren't they?
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I think they're going to be... hopefully, it will be a case of Asuka. She is in SmackDown, isn't she? Or is she in Raw? No, she's in Raw.
No, Asuka is SmackDown, isn't she?
She is SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was right.
And there's a real situation with that because, They need to make Asuka. They need to rebuild her after kind of
forgetting about
her.
Yeah, I forgot about her just now.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a case that they've just given her some time off after that streak?
Maybe.
She needed a bit of a break.
It's an interesting one, actually. Looking over the SmackDown women's roster, there's not really a huge amount of variety that can kind of step in to be that sort of in-between after Charlotte Flair and before Asuka. Yeah. So maybe a Carmella is best, or Naomi, but I kind of like the idea of these two just battling it out for a long time. They are two. Are you saying fight forever?
Yeah, I think I am. I am. I might chant it in a minute.
I don't know. I'm not calling for that because I want to see Asuka in that title picture.
Yeah,
I
do too. But I can watch another few Becky Charlotte matches, definitely.
Yeah, I mean the way all these feuds go at the moment, there's definitely a few matches in there. A few pay-per-view matches, shall we say, rather than a few matches.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough.
I think we should move on to the next key match that we picked out before the event. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship. What do you think to the build with this? There's been a lot of criticism in some areas with the whole
it was bloody
AJ
awful
family stuff.
Really? And probably the worst thing of the pay-per-view was this storybook precursor to the match of Samoa Joe like telling a bedtime story that was just so dull and so boring, and it just went on forever.
I just
Joe's
don't
good at that though. No, isn't he
get
good
it.
at that kind of stuff?
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
It's like the lamest. Yeah. It's the lamest thing for like two badass wrestlers
to be fighting over someone's wife.
Yeah, it's just such a.
It's got a bit of the old DDP versus the Undertakers about it.
I have to say, I do hate it when they get real life family involved.
It's not his real family, guys.
Sam,
kayfabe
actors.
I'm telling you.
I love the fact that AJ had to come out and say, "Oh, don't worry, my daughter wasn't worried about me covered in blood coming over to hug her." Yeah, of course not, AJ. Yeah. That's not going to mentally scar her for the rest of her life.
It's ketchup. Don't worry. What about the match then? Any good?
Solid.
Another good match. Yeah, this is their best match to date.
Yeah, there's some great
in
spots
WWE. That's a huge caveat there. Yeah. This is their best match to date in a four-sided ring.
They've definitely got more that they can show in a match. So it's not like the best that these two guys can do, but it was solid.
Yeah. We do keep saying this about Joe, though. We always say he kind of flatters to deceive a little bit, and I wonder if there is a point where it's just like, oh, maybe he's just not as good as he used to be.
Yeah,
potentially.
Maybe it's just rose tinted specs, and because everything's moved on now, maybe he's not as good. But then, if he starts bringing out the muscle buster,
it was teased again, wasn't it? They teased it again.
That'll change things, won't it?
Yeah. Also, in this, AJ did a move called the rack bomb. Where you get him into a torture rack and then into a powerbomb. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. That was cool. Yeah. That was very cool, especially doing it to fucking Samoa Joe. People.
Yeah. That's no joke.
This was a really good match. Like I feel like I might be doing it a bit of a disservice by saying it was a little bit kind of boring because it was good.
I think it was just like any story around it is just perhaps taken away from the match as well.
Do you know what? I'm gonna break from rank here. I like the story.
Whoa.
Fuck you, Brett. Yeah. No, I don't know. I just think it's kind of silly and stupid and funny and dumb, and I like it because of that. I like the fact that he kind of went out of his way to actually create a book that basically involves him ending up with AJ's wife because of just like no one else is on board with this apart from Joe. It's just kind of funny.
Why is he doing this? Why is he torturing?
I don't get it. It's just weird. It's like, are we fighting for the title? No, we're fighting for your wife. Get her on that forklift.
It's a bit like when Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio were fighting for custody of Rey's son.
I'm quite concerned that Sam likes this story. And, and Brett's bringing his wife to Progress on Sunday. And Sam's going to be there.
Got a bedtime story for you, Brett.
Oh, God. That was creepy.
Yep.
That was.
So,
Cool.
I mean, is this obviously all set up for the final meet-up with the title on the line at the Super Showdown?
I mean, this had a really good ending, actually. This had a really good ending, having Joe actually tap out AJ.
Yeah, what this match really needed there was a bit of VAR, wasn't it? That'd have been straight in there, job done.
Oh, yes! And Mr. Howard Webb kind of on the VAR.
I wonder if we ever get like a video referee in wrestling. That'd be workable.
Not an American wrestler.
The thing is, like, that ending was really good, but obviously because of camera angles and everything, it took Corey
ages.
Graves, it took Corey Graves saying what happened, and then, like, you know, a whole wait and then a bunch of replays for anyone to actually know what happened.
Yeah, they took ages to actually get that camera angle up.
Yeah.
Almost so long that I was kind of thinking, are they just reshooting this quickly now so they can insert it in?
Yeah.
They did a really good job though with like Joe celebrating and then being told he didn't win it. That was a nice kind of moment. Not for Joe, bad for Joe. He didn't win the title, didn't get the girl.
Nope.
Bad day for Mr.
Spent
Joe.
all that money printing that book. That's just down the drain.
I know. Also, kind of AJ, he keeps kind of obviously claiming that SmackDown is the house that AJ Styles built. SmackDown is the house that AJ Styles began renovating, but then put it on hold. Like, it was sort of, you know, we're going to make SmackDown great. I'm going to have these amazing matches with John Cena, and then I'm going to, you know.
Yeah, all AJ's done is basically
now.
decorated the downstairs toilet.
Exactly, yeah. Thank you, AJ.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Let's move on to the next key match that we picked out, which is the Raw Women's Championship match, which is Ronda versus Alexa. This one I was gutted to miss. Obviously, big fan, as we all are, of Ronda at the moment.
You missed Alicia Fox's get-up.
Oh, sensational.
A pearly king or queen mixed with M. Bison from Street Fighter.
Yeah. She's got some crazy outfits at the moment. I love how, like, she's just entourage, yet her outfit is totally upstaging everyone else that she walks out with.
Absolutely killing it at the moment. Alicia Fox was amazing.
Underrated, Alicia Fox. Very underrated.
Yeah.
We got we actually got a DM from Heel Nick Payne, and he sent us a couple of
say Alicia Fox there.
Yeah, I got really excited. I was like, I got a DM from Alicia Fox.
Unfortunately not. It was just Heel Nick Payne. But yeah, nearly as good.
I mean, yeah. Okay, I'll take it.
And he said that Alicia Fox is his spirit animal.
It's a strong call. It's a great outfit. She looks like a Power Ranger villain.
There was a lot of good outfits. Like Maurice's outfit was also equally awesome.
Miz and Maurice look like a Pokemon team villain.
Yes, they do.
I'm Googling this now as well.
You just missed the best fashion, Adam. Hell in the Cell is Fashion Week for WWE.
Can't believe it. I did read that the match was... I mean, obviously, we came from the SummerSlam match, which was essentially a squash. And then in the build-up to this, and in the match before this, that we had the injury that Ronda suffered to her ribs. So I read that she was selling that in this match to make it slightly more even, to give Alexa more of a chance. Is that right?
Yeah, she was, but I don't get that. Why have her sell the injury if she wasn't going to take the pin? Why have her be injured so Alexa Bliss should get in some offense?
Because no one can buy that she is weak enough to lose.
Yeah, I think they
just... Not even lose, but why does she need to have a rib injury just for Alexa Bliss, even just to look half decent against her?
Because Alexa Bliss is a cowardly heel. It's just... no one on the roster is at the point, other than Asuka, who could legitimately probably challenge Ronda.
But I think it's too soon for that. She's only wrestled like 4 times. Can't put her up like that.
I realise what you mean there, yeah. But, like, at the same time, Ronda has taken to wrestling like Kurt Angle has. Like, she is an absolute natural.
Let's hope she doesn't end up in the same state, though, right? Imagine fast forward 15 years and Ronda's...
And she's Jason Jordan's dad.
Walking along like a Thunderbird. Unable to straighten her legs.
It seems to be a thing, because Mick Foley was also doing that during the match later.
That was weird, Mick Foley, in that match. We'll come back to that.
Yeah. I'm gonna say though, this was my match of the night. I actually find Ronda Rousey, like, wrestling, like, she's so much pace, even with all the selling in this match. It's just more exciting to watch.
Her transitions are incredible. They really are.
Yeah, she just doesn't look like, you know, and obviously with her background, you know, she's got a big step up, but it just doesn't look like she's that new to wrestling at all.
Do you know what is a really welcome change, actually? It's something that we haven't really seen since Braun Strowman, which is someone coming straight into the main roster, not kind of giving us a year and a half in NXT where it's like, okay, cool, we know what you can do, now do it all again.
Yeah, build them up just to drop them.
Exactly. Here I am on the main roster kicking a bit of ass. And do you know what as well? Like, kind of, you look at Elias, you look at, oh God, what's her name? Carmella, who kind of were on the NXT roster for a while, and perhaps they didn't give us their best in NXT. And because of that, we didn't have it spoilt for us when they came to the main roster, which is why they've been so much more enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, I mean, you could add Alexa Bliss to that list as well, actually.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Alexa Bliss and, oh God, who is Dolph Ziggler's tag team partner at the moment? Who did win the title? Yeah,
Drew McIntyre.
He had a few matches in NXT, didn't he? He won the title and then got injured, and that was kind of that, really. Unless I'm misremembering, I don't feel like he had a huge run in NXT.
It wasn't that impactful, was it? I mean, it was a bit of a dull title reign, I thought, in NXT. And in fact, when he got called up to the main roster, I was a bit like, not really fussed. But
he is another one who's having a good run at the moment, and it's just like, definitely. It's an argument to say that NXT is sort of cannibalizing WWE's best talent, which is kind of hurting their brand. Because like, you look at Bo Dallas, you look at Kevin Owens, you look at Sami Zayn, all of those guys haven't been as impactful on the main roster as they have been in NXT.
Yeah, it's a very different beast, though, isn't it, NXT?
Yeah.
I'm sure we will talk about some of that a bit later when we get to the big question that we've posed. But so Ronda retained, as was expected.
Yeah, it's going to be a long reign, I think.
It has to be.
Yeah, it has to be, and it should be.
I'm not really sure who she feuds with next, but I'm hoping it's Alicia Fox.
Yeah, just go through all of them until they call someone up from NXT.
A Mortal Kombat style.
Yes, that's what we always talk about, isn't it? You have to work your way up the roster.
Yeah,
test your might.
Good.
Cool. That's the end of that.
Good. Well done, Sam. Let's put a bullet point on that. A bullet point? I mean a full stop. A bullet point would mean there's more to come. And hopefully there isn't. Should we move on to the next match, the fourth key match? Which
I really want to sing the Mortal Kombat song now. Sorry, Roman versus Braun.
No, go on, do it, sing.
Test your might. Are we really going to do this?
We're not doing it, you're doing it.
Your singing it has been a highlight in the past.
Mortal Kombat! Dun, 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 dun. Okay, cool.
Fascinating fact, the film of that is one of my wife's all-time favourite movies.
Your wife has really good taste. I don't mean to sound like Samoa Joe here. Mortal Kombat film is a really good film. If you like wrestling, you'll like the Mortal Kombat films.
It's a classic.
Oh, fucking hell. So great to be back, guys.
I'm sounding like such a creep on this podcast. Can we start again?
No way. Absolutely no way. So, the main event was what match was it? What championship was it for? The Universal Championship. That was the one. The big red one. The Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, which was of course, a Hell in a Cell match. And of course, Hell in a Cell matches traditionally always, bring a proper conclusion to whatever the main feud is. There's always some incredible big war and a big finish. And that's what happened in this match, right? There was a big finish?
Yeah.
Or was there no finish whatsoever?
Yeah,
there was no finish, but to be honest, it saved it because
Really?
As interesting as the rest of the pay-per-view was, I thought this was totally dull.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow. Whoa, guys, what?
It was so boring. Considering the cell match that Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton had put on at the beginning, to end on this was just so wrong.
See, this is funny.
Super, absolutely not having that at all. Completely disagree. This match had two Titans in the ring basically punching lumps out of each other, and it was maybe a little bit meh. Then all of a sudden, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler all climb on the top of what looks like a fairly shonky shell.
Yeah.
Shonky shell. And the whole time I'm watching it, I'm just like, oh, please, someone fuck up and go through here. They don't. It's a bit of a lame jump off the cell, but, kind of take it where it see
when
it.
they climb
No crash
halfway
mats
back
there.
down and then like
Yeah,
No.
a little bit meh.
that
No
was
crash mats.
I mean, how did Dean and Drew even get back down? Because the camera just never went back to them. So they obviously.
I like to think
just
they're still
slowly
on top of
climbed
that.
back down.
They're just still up there,
That
fighting forever.
that also proved that this match needed something else to try and make it entertaining.
Yeah.
But you have Paul Heyman pepper spraying Mick Foley, who's kind of half floating around. Meanwhile, Brock Lesnar rocks up and rips off a door off the cell, then uses the door as a ramp to climb up into the ring. Like, this match was Attitude Era goodness. How can you say it was boring?
Oh, it was so boring.
Oh my god!
The actual match itself between Braun and Reigns was boring. It did get fun when everyone else came out. But
The thing is, it got a bit fun,
honestly.
but it also got like, what? Why are they here?
Can I just
Exactly,
say?
like
Can I just say?
Attitude Era.
I think we need to send Sam on a week's holiday before every podcast. This
was
mad
crazy.
energy he's bringing. Although, I mean,
I loved it.
you did send us a picture of you watching Hell in a Cell on a tablet on some sort of sunny terrace or whatever it was. And Brett did make the comment that you were obviously feeling very positive about this because you're on holiday and you're all relaxed. And Brett, I think he's in a busy period with work at the moment. He's had to try and fit in Hell in a Cell. He's had to slog through it. Slightly different circumstances.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's amazing what difference a holiday can make.
Yeah.
It all adds to your experience, doesn't it?
It does. I think John needs to be the voice of reason here. Was it good?
So it got fun, certainly during the end, but the actual match between Reigns and Strowman was pretty boring, which is weird because they've had matches before on Raw, which have been great. They've got really good chemistry, but for some reason, put it in a ring, it just felt a bit meh.
I think maybe my criticism of this is that there were too many Superman punches. That was essentially all
That's
Roman
a
did
given.
for the whole match.
Always too many Superman punches. Just leave it alone.
It's such a terrible move.
Can I also ask, why was Mick Foley in this match?
It made no sense.
As
It was
with everything
great.
else, why?
I don't know. Like, it just was weird in a good way.
He could barely move as well, the poor guy.
Well, he certainly couldn't count because the amount of times he accidentally counted three.
Yeah.
To be fair, like, you've been through the ringer like him. I'm amazed he gets to two.
Yeah, I mean, also, I don't know if you guys know, but Mick Foley was in a Hell in a Cell match.
Oh, was he?
Was he?
Yeah, apparently once.
Has he ever won a Hell in a Cell match?
No, never won.
Right?
Never won.
Wow.
That's why he's reffing. I know I'll probably get backlash from this, right?
Backlash.
But yeah, Braun Strowman, right?
Hold on.
Now I love it. You're gonna hate me, Adam. I love it when heels like talk trash in the ring. I love it. But when Braun Strowman does it, he does not know what to say, and it's like it just makes him sound so simple.
But he is simple. He's a big man.
It's just not good. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean, I must say, when I read about this, I thought it sounded amazing. Just because there's so much going on. Just loads of stuff.
Let's be honest. Who expected Brock Lesnar to come back here?
No.
Me
Not me.
either.
I mean, I don't like Brock Lesnar when he's holding the title and not defending it. But when he rocks up with a beard and just beats the shit out of everyone, and not like beat the shit with like just boring suplexes, like just takes a broken table and breaks it down into like bite-sized pieces. That's the Brock Lesnar I like seeing.
I did
Brock
get very
Lesnar.
excited when his music hit. I was like, oh shit. And then he came out, and then he got in the ring. I was like, "Oh, actually, I don't want this. I really don't.
I don't want this. Leave. That's almost
Even
like
the way
Randy
he
Orton
got in the
walking out.
ring.
Oh yeah, where he jumped on the actual door and sort of climbed up it. That was cool.
The way he ripped the door, like that could have easily gone wrong. Like I get it, they probably faked it and made it so that it was always going to come off. But I've seen that door not come off before for like Mark Henry, and he's the world's strongest man. So
Can I also just remind us, like when Dean and Seth and all that lot came out, through like practically all that section, Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns were both lying on the mat, not doing anything.
Yes.
I'm not
For
sure
the-
why
That was
Roman
weird.
was as well,
For
because
the
Roman
whole
speared
period.
thingy, didn't he? Speared Braun through the table, and then just sort of passed out. Like, oh fuck, that was knackering.
But I mean, like, if Charlotte has taught anything, the spear is a dangerous move for everyone. Like,
Good point.
it's just not good. Dean Ambrose climbing up the Dean Ambrose climbing up the cell with a kendo stick on his back like a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
It was just, man,
I
how
am
can you have not liked this match?
I am enjoying Dean Ambrose being back.
Oh,
I have
Yeah.
to say. I know that's another disputed fact, but I don't know. He's just so much fun.
I'm not. Why he seems to be wearing jeggings. His jeans are
Yes.
so bloody tight at the moment. It's unbelievable. Don't know how he moves around in them.
I thought it was very interesting to hear Renee Young kind of not really commentate on anything Dean Ambrose did.
Yeah, it must be
Yes.
weird. Must be a bit awkward.
Yeah, that must be a strange situation for them.
Yeah, she also was probably thinking, for the love of God, please don't fall off the side of this cell.
Yeah. I mean, where they were fighting on top of the cell, that was cool. I love it when they fought on top of the cells. That double clothesline was awesome as well.
The cell roof looks so bad. Like the cell looks really good in red. I really liked it. And then the roof just still looks a little bit like, oh, one day this is going to go wrong.
Yeah.
And someone is going to go through the cell and they are going to become the new Mick Foley.
It does feel like that, doesn't it? It does feel that one day that cell is going to break.
Yeah, and I would have been so on board with it. Like, I don't want anyone to die. That's horrible.
No.
But I do want people to fall through the ring into other things. That's my jam. I like seeing people fall off stuff.
Cool.
So
Next time we get together,
yeah,
we need to erect
Okay.
a cage, a cell around one of our houses. That'd be so good.
that would be a little bit like a Bray Wyatt match, wouldn't it? Like that would be
Yeah.
Oh, I've put a cell around my house, and now you got to come in and.
Meet Sister Abigail.
Tip the fridge over on top of you. Anyway, I think we should move on because we said we were going to try and keep it quite brief, and we've got a fair bit more to talk about. So I think let's have a little break. Why not? I've just
Move
decided
on.
that we should. Let's have a break now.
Back of the neck of Charlotte into the hardest part of the ring, courtesy of Carmella.
Give it to Carmella, wisely using the ring to her advantage.
Okay, we're back, and now we're going to talk about the best of the rest. And from what I've read and from what you guys said pre-pod, I think there's only one match we're going to be focusing on. John, what is it?
Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton in a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Yes. I was quite excited in the lead up to this, seeing their matches that they were having on SmackDown. Why am I forgetting?
Adam, that's not true. No one has ever been excited in the lead up to a Randy Orton
it's
match.
because Randy Orton has turned heel, and we all agree that Randy Orton is a much better heel than he is a face, and he is a badass. I still find him quite dull, but in the last few weeks I thought he's been good, and from what I've read, this match was mental.
When the pay-per-view started and these guys came out, I was like, ugh.
Yeah, same. I was not expecting what happened.
But and then they just put on an old school WWE classic, it felt like.
Wow, yeah. I mean, so John, you have flesh tunnels. Is that what they call them nowadays? Is that what the kids call
That
them?
sounds so weird. Isn't it plugs?
It does.
What is it?
Is it a flesh tunnel?
Yeah, flesh
What do you
tunnels.
call it?
I call it a flesh tunnel.
Flesh tunnel. Flesh tunnel plug. You have a hole in your ear.
I do.
Not dissimilar to Jeff Hardy, though smaller.
Yeah, smaller, much smaller.
Have you ever stuck a screwdriver through your ear and twisted it?
No, I used to stick pens and pencils through it. And
And twist it?
I've certainly stuck glow sticks through it before.
Well, that's pretty good, actually.
Yeah. I'm not twisted. Although, because I pierced my ears myself, actually, when I was trying to stretch them out for the first time, actually blew the back of so actually kind of turned it inside out a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Which was a bit...
Oh, whoa.
I mean, it was bad enough having to watch this part of the match, but hearing that stuff as well.
That was a bit...
I can't believe you pierced your own ears. You're a bad man.
That was a bit gross.
One of
Man's a bad man.
One of my best mates who does actually listen to this, even though he doesn't watch any wrestling. His name's James. Hello, James.
Hey.
Hi, James.
I went travelling with him, and he pierced his own nipple whilst we were driving in a van across the outback.
Why?
Why would you do that?
Because he thought it was cool.
Was it cool?
Oh, it was quite revolting, but yeah, I mean, I think he had it for about a decade, and it all went fine. There was no issues with it, but yeah, bit weird.
Did you guys ever have pierced ears?
No,
Or pierced anything?
No.
I had a pierced
I've
ear
got a Prince Albert
for a while.
poster on my wall. WWE legend.
Oh, just from the back, so it's just a full hairy back.
Yeah.
For years, when I was a kid, I didn't realise what Prince Albert actually was, and he was actually one of my favourite wrestlers. And so a lot of people would ask me like, "Oh, Sam, who's your favourite wrestler?" I'd be like, "Prince Albert." And then people would be like, "Wait,
Why?
what the fuck?"
Well, even looking the way he did as well back then.
I don't know. He was just kind of cool when he was teamed up with Droz. I like the fact they came out and used to tattoo and pierce people.
Oh God, they did, didn't they?
Yeah, man.
Different time.
Anyway, so what happened? Randy Orton got a screwdriver, did he?
Lots of gross stuff.
Yeah, Randy Orton got a screwdriver, stuck it through Jeff Hardy's ear, and just started twisting it.
And
then
continued
the camera...
to twist it
yeah.
as well.
Oh, this match was so gross. And something popped out of Randy Orton's leg as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
he hit. I saw it was when Jeff Hardy, you know, got a bad back, going to take it easy, does a swanton onto an already like half mangled chair on top of Randy Orton, and as he hit it, like the side went round the side and like carved a bit of Randy Orton's like skin off, and then from then on it was just flapping.
Is that what it was?
Oh,
man.
God.
Just grim.
This match was so gross.
Yeah, and there was moments where they like, you know, did a bit of a close up, and I was just like total vom wanting.
The
to,
commentators
like,
even said it was gross.
And this was the first match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have to watch
To be
this.
fair, last year's Hell in a Cell's first match was good as well. So maybe they
What
just
was last year's?
It was the Usos versus the New Day.
Oh yeah,
that was great.
Good. That was good.
That was good.
Whatever happened to the Usos? Damn, this match was so good though. Like I like the ladder spot as well when kind of Jeff was putting the ladder and Randy was like, "Okay, I'm just going to close it on you now."
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah, it was upside down. Yeah.
Oh, that one and the upside down ladder.
Yeah.
So just lots of.
And then
here.
Jeff's sort of studded belt when he started hitting Randy Orton with like the metal stud side of that, and it just totally opened him up.
Yep.
In a very satisfying way, actually.
Yeah.
Do you know what I really liked about this match though? They didn't tease the RKO at all. Didn't even use it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't need to in the end. It turns out Jeff Hardy, if you just leave him in the ring long enough, he'll just eliminate himself.
I'm definitely.
There were so many times
this.
in this match I was like, "Oh, Jeff, you don't have to do this, mate. Just
go
home, have a Horlicks, just chill out a bit."
I wish he just had a tattoo across him to say "Love me." Oh wow, the end was interesting.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what the plan was there.
No, and how much is like did he really hurt himself? How much is just story? I don't know.
Just a strange one.
Okay,
a fascinating match.
Yeah,
and
worth a watch.
Just quickly, Jeff Hardy's makeup. I like the closed eyes, open eyes thing.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
Oh, and wasn't it? I mean, I swear the because he had like a profile on each side of his face. I swear it was meant to be Randy Orton because it looked like Randy Orton on his face, but on either side, like in profile.
What, as in the letters?
Okay,
Randy,
now I'm gonna have to
like
rewatch that.
No, like so he'd drawn like a profile on the side so that each eye met up with the side. Does that make sense? So there was like two profiles either side.
This sounds weird as hell.
You have to look at it.
So you're telling me that Jeff Hardy drew Randy Orton on his face?
Yes, twice on each side.
But I mean, also Randy Orton is probably the most generic-looking white man.
No, he's got like
with WWE.
I thought he'd nailed it because he got the nose thing perfectly.
Oh. Randy Orton does have a weird nose, actually.
Yeah,
it's getting flatter.
Good.
This was a good match.
Great match.
This was the best Randy Orton match I've seen in years.
Yes, definitely. And I just really hope they really lean into this Randy heel turn. Like really, I think he has potential to be a truly great heel because he is so unlikable.
Yeah, Randy Orton, when he becomes a proper heel and he proper stops giving a fuck about people, is the best Randy Orton. This is the Randy Orton that kicked legends in the head and kept, just being a douche. My favourite kind of douche.
So more of this, please, WWE.
Cool. I'm definitely going to watch this now. I have to, I think. It sounds really good. And, I might watch it after this, in fact. Screw editing the podcast. Let's just watch this. Okay, good stuff. We're now going to move on to Worst of the Rest. And by the sounds of things, there's not going to be too much to discuss. So anything in particular that was crap, apart from the usual stuff we moan about? Any standout rubbish bits or...
Mick Foley was a little bit out of place.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I mean, the whole pay-per-view was really good, but WWE health and safety guy needs to be fired because Jeff Hardy was wearing so many necklaces during his match. How did that ever get through? Like, I wasn't allowed to wear like an earring in PE at secondary school. I had to tape it up with a plaster. And he wears like six spiky necklaces around his neck.
You pierced your own ears, John. I'm sure the teachers didn't. Yeah, they probably didn't want you even featuring in PE. They wondered what you were going to end up doing to yourself.
Slowly climb down the apparatus and then jump through a table.
Well, I think that's pretty amazing that there's not really a huge amount to talk about in terms of worst of the rest.
Yeah.
Usually that's a segment that we have to really hold back on and not go too hard on
Michael Cole is still worst of the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll concur with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep that short and move on to star performer. Who is your star performer? Obviously, I didn't watch it, so I can't go for anybody. Okay. Sam?
The star performer of Hell in a Cell 2018 was the referee in the Jeff Hardy-Randy Orton match. He was incredible because when Jeff Hardy fell through that table, the referee was straight on it. Randy, you can't pin him. You're going to kill him. Just like, I don't know what to do. And he just looked so out of place. It was the best acting WWE have had in years, and that man deserves a promotion.
That was good.
Nice. John?
There you go.
It's got to be Becky. I mean, it wasn't quite to the level of Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30, but for me it was quite close to that. I was really happy for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Brett?
Broken record, I'm going to go Ronda. She actually continues to be the match I'm looking forward to on each pay-per-view now.
Nice. Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with that. The final category is overall rank. We are going to give the score, the pay-per-view, a score out of 10 and then work out an average. Obviously, I'm not going to score it. It sounds to me like it's going to be the best pay-per-view we've had so far on the podcast, in terms of WWE at least. John, out of 10, what do you reckon?
I'm going 8.
Ooh, wow. Brett?
I'm 7.
Okay. And then the notoriously harsh Sam, who's had a week off and is high on life.
8.5.
Whoa!
Holy cow. Okay, Sam is just high on life.
Sam, what's the average?
The average, my friend, is 7.8.
Wow.
What was All In?
All In was 8.6.
Okay, yeah.
But that is by far and away the highest WWE pay-per-view. In second is SummerSlam with a 6.29. Obviously, we've only been doing the ratings for the last 5 pay-per-views, but still, that is quite impressive. Very interesting. I thought initially that maybe we could go through and talk about Raw and SmackDown and what's been happening over the last few weeks, but, I mean, really, do we want to do that, or do we just want to talk about the fact that Brie Bella kicked Liv Morgan's face off last night?
I still haven't seen this yet.
It's harsh.
Yeah,
she's trying to do
the yes
Daniel
kicks.
Bryan's yes kicks.
Yeah,
and like she sort of hits a few of them, but she keeps like pointing and looking at the opponent corner, and so like she then like basically sort of smacks her shin straight into Liv Morgan's face like twice. And I think on the second one, it looks like she just knocks her out.
She goes all limp. She goes limp.
Yeah, she goes all limp and forward, but she still like rolls her over for a pin, which she doesn't kick out of, but like Brie lifts it up at 2, and then sort of like tries to pick her up and drag her to the corner to get her out. And throughout that whole sequence, she's like totally out of it.
Sounds brutal, but I need to see it.
It is brutal.
Yeah, sounds brutal, but I'm going to watch that GIF again and again and again.
It's just so bad.
Yeah, I hope she's okay. That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
In fact, there seems to be a lot of women's injuries happening at the moment. Sasha Banks injured, Alexa Bliss injured, Liv Morgan no longer with the living. Just generally lots of bad injuries. I really hope she's okay now. That would be terrible.
I'm sure she's fine. Like, I mean, she got knocked out. That's harsh. She might have a concussion, but she'll be okay.
I think concussion is most likely.
What an unfortunate spate of women's injuries leading into Evolution.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, amazing pay-per-view. Gutted I missed it. let's have a little break and come back with listener comments.
Back suplex on the apron from Kenny Omega. Literally on the edge of the apron.
So, John, what did people have to say about Hell in a Cell?
Well, it seems like most people liked it. Will Superkick says, really enjoyed it. Honestly feel like there wasn't a bad match. Although defo a dodgy finish to the intergender. Brock looks better with a beard.
What was the dodgy finish to the intergender again?
Wasn't Maurice sort of rolled up Brie? And she got a handful of tights, wasn't it, I think?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that match was... Well, let's not... No, we're going to hide. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah, exactly. Let's move on.
Broken but glorious. The show started off extremely strong, and I thought we had a show of the year contender on our hands. The pacing of the show was much better than usual, and even the worst match was enjoyable. That's fair.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Heel Nick Penn got in touch as well. He said, like the main event finish, but I'm not sure how a Hell in a Cell match can go to a no contest. Brock looked good and loved how he climbed the cage door like a silverback gorilla. He totally did.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Jeff Hardy is a nutter. I think he has issues, but I'm glad because it makes for excellent viewing. The screwdriver was criminally disgusting. Randy's back was hideous. This was a great Hell in a Cell match.
It was.
Couldn't agree more.
I mean, with the Hell in a Cell match going to a no contest, I don't understand why they just didn't have Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns land on top of Braun Strowman and just have another ref run out and count it and that be that.
I think they were just desperate to not, I guess, put a loss on Braun at this
well,
stage. But it didn't make sense. Yeah, like because I didn't think the show had finished then. No. I was like waiting for them to eventually, like one of them to capitalize on that, but it just ended.
Does this nullify Braun's Money in the Bank? Does he get a do-over? Yeah, because it wasn't his fault. He got. I don't know.
I mean, I dare say that Braun will have more title shots in the immediate future.
Yeah, better.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Right. Next up, we. This is funny actually because as we said, I was on holiday, didn't read the reviews of this, didn't know what happened. Started, coming towards the end of the holiday, started geeing myself up to get back into podcast mode. Thought, oh, I know, I'm going to log on to Twitter. I'm going to ask a little question. Assuming that Hell in a Cell was shit, I'm going to ask the listeners, what is the number one thing you would do to improve WWE? And then it turned out it was a really good pay-per-view. But anyway, we did get a few answers. And hopefully it's something we can discuss off the back of these. So, Carl Luckhurst says, there seems to be too much talent to be utilised. For example, Balor and Owens haven't been used to their full potential. The 3-hour Raw is a slight drag. And they need to work out who their target audience is. Too much stupid stuff every week, e.g. pancakes.
All of that stuff is correct.
Yeah.
I agree with that completely.
Old Mr. Beerface concurred with the too much talent comment. He says this is a really tough thing as there are dozens of things they should do, but culling the roster has to be up there. And it's something we've talked about a lot, isn't it? They just keep signing. They're greedy. We know what they're like. They're just greedy. They
it's not even to get the talent. It's just almost so other people don't get it. That's why.
Yeah. It's the John Joe Shelby to Manchester City all over again.
Yeah, it totally initially you were
didn't happen.
Thinking this.
Oh, did it not? Who am I thinking of? Who was it who went to City who said, I'm definitely not going to go, and then he did and just sat on the bench for a year?
Fabian Delph did
Fabian
that.
Delph.
But he's done all right. He ended up playing left back and they won the league.
Scott Sinclair do it as well?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Just City. City do it all the time.
Yeah.
And John Joe Shelby never made it to City.
Okay.
I was going to say, I think because WWE had a stretch of really picking it up, and I can't remember when that was now, but having decent shows, and they were starting to pick up talent and utilise them, like AJ Styles, and it was a positive thing.
Yeah.
And we're trying to stay positive at the moment, but actually now watching the shows, it is starting to feel more like they are just stockpiling talent. So the indies that are doing so great, New Japan is doing so great that they can't have those people anymore.
Yeah.
Mm.
It definitely feels like
it just feels like that's their tactic.
Yeah, definitely feels like that's what they're doing with NXT UK as well.
Yeah.
Oh, precisely. Yeah, and especially on that, the fact that they've given those NXT UK guys just 3-4 month contracts, just basically to see how World of Sport does, and see is there a market in the UK for this, and can we get this to work? And if it doesn't, fine, we won't bother using them, but we'll sign them up. We'll give them contracts so they can't be used elsewhere, and then they can't be used on other indies unless they're indies that we've got affiliations with. and it is all a bit. Well, it's classic WWE.
It is starting to play out how we a little while ago were like saying, I hope it doesn't go this way, but this is what we think it's going to do, and it feels like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice, Brett. Bring it back to us being right, apparently.
Yeah, we are always right.
We got to cling on to that one thing, that one time.
Yeah.
We're always right.
Hey guys, remember that time I said Paige would be general manager?
God.
Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
Don't take it from us being right to just you being right. God's sake, Sam.
God, the ego of it.
I know.
I'm enjoying
We
it.
need a holiday.
Basking in its glory.
Hey.
I've realised that we've gone from really positive to now being negative, and it's all my fault. But anyway, we had one final comment on this. The question, what's the number one thing you could do to improve WWE? And MJ from the Total Cult podcast said, I'd lose the lack of continuity, cause and effect. Everything seems built for big moments now, not long payoffs. In any drama, if nothing has stakes, then what does it matter to a viewer?
I think that's a slightly disingenuous criticism, though, because that's wrestling in general. The show always goes on; it never ends.
No, I think I agree though, because I think when we look at it, it seems their packages are for those pre-match packages where they have all these great moments, but when you actually think back to the matches, they were rubbish. Or the feud was rubbish, but they get that big moment of few second clip video for GIFs or for YouTube or for anything but story.
I get that. I do appreciate that kind of WWE have very much done that in recent times, but I would argue that kind of wrestling in general has always been transient in nature. It's always today's enemy is tomorrow's tag team partner.
Yeah.
It's kind of that's just wrestling, I think.
It's just about throwing as much stuff on the wall and seeing what sticks.
I mean, do you know what I think the one thing WWE could do which would actually help them, which doesn't involve basically firing their whole roster or shortening their shows, is acknowledge the indies. Have their wrestlers not be signed to just work WWE. Have them occasionally appear in other promotions, because it's not going to hurt them that much, is it? If anything, it's just going to raise their stock.
It would be great if they did they send some of the New Japan guys over and stuff. I just think if they did some of that would totally.
We are seeing a bit of that though, because obviously some NXT people have been in progress, and
Velveteen Dream.
Is it Evolve?
Wasn't he going to be on Evolve? Yeah.
And obviously British Strong Style, they're a prime example of people who are still allowed to go out and obviously they've run their own indie shows back overseas.
Very different contracts though, don't they?
Yeah.
Wrestling is at its best when it's kind of cross-pollinating with itself. This is why All In was so good. And heck, going back to last year when Seth Rollins rocked up on NXT and beat the shit out of Triple H, that was cool because Seth Rollins doesn't belong in NXT. And stuff like that is what makes wrestling great. It surprises the audience. Everyone knows who everyone else is, even in the indies. And it just kind of gives your wrestlers like your Kevin Owens, your Shinsuke Nakamura's a little bit more leeway to go out and do stuff that doesn't involve basically sitting in the back doing nothing.
Yeah, I would love to see some guys that aren't doing much rocking back up on NXT.
I mean, the fear I would have with that is if you'd have a Batman versus Superman scenario where it's you can't have either champion or whatever go look weak to this other champion, but maybe don't send your champions out there.
No, well, that's the thing. I don't think it would be champions. There's plenty of people sitting at home on the roster that could do with.
Yeah, but it'd be
matches.
people like R-Truth. It'd be like ECW when they rebooted it. It'd just be rubbish. I think if they sent people down.
I don't know. I don't I just think they're talking about Kevin Owens. I mean, what are they doing with him? But him coming. Rocking up and having a great match with Pete Dunne or something on NXT.
I'll tell you this.
I'd fucking love to
how
see
would
that
you
match
feel
so much.
Yeah. How would you feel if Kevin Owens rocked up on the Jericho's and had a match with Chris Jericho?
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Insane.
That would be amazing.
I don't think Jericho's in anyone at WWE. Well, in Vince's good books at the moment, though. That's definitely not going to happen. But I know you're speaking hypothetically.
Maybe.
Anyway,
But yeah, I mean, my point we're in an age now where the internet is propagated across and everyone is now watching indie wrestling as well as WWE. We all know it exists outside of this bubble of WWE, so WWE should accept it.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Some good points. Well made, I think. That is it then for the Hell in a Cell 2018 review. Next podcast, we're back next week. We're back with a quiz. Am I right, Sam?
Quiz time, boys. It's the Fool.
The full...
Wow.
Well...
See what I did there? Autumn
Nice.
quiz?
Yeah.
Have you actually
We're
written
British.
it? Is it all done and ready to go?
No. But I kind of half started it and then work got busy and then I went on holiday and then I forgot. So, yeah, no. It'll be done.
There'll
It'll
be
be ready.
Yeah, it's our autumn quiz.
There'll be a quiz. It's all to play for, boys. Do you know what you're playing for?
No, tell us. Little tease.
You guys are playing for an official 2018 June Dominion Okada dollar.
Are you serious?
Worth 5 great British pounds once I kidnap the Queen.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Wow.
Two bison jokes in a podcast.
I very nearly bought one of those Okada dollars off eBay recently because I really want one.
Now you don't have to.
How much do they go for on eBay?
Not much.
Oh, don't tell me this because I might actually...
Like a tenner, 15 quid I think it was.
Oh, tenner up for grabs next week on the quiz. Listeners, you have to tune in for this. I'm excited. I love a quiz. And as well as the quiz, we're also going to be doing a little mini review, of course, of the biggest UK indie event in a long, long time, the Progress Wembley show that we're all heading to on Sunday. I'm sure a lot of our listeners will be there. So if you see us...
And if you are, come say hi.
Yeah, if you recognise us or you just hear us talking, you go, I recognise those sultry, sexy, intelligent voices. And come say
I'll
hi.
be hanging out with my fellow podcasters' wives, apparently.
God. And then the week after that, we're going to be talking about WWE Super Show from Australia, which could be very interesting.
Those names are so shit.
Yeah. Just one other thing, actually, before we finish. Sorry, I just wanted to mention how pumped I am for the return of Riptide. We've had some stuff on social media over the last couple of weeks. Riptide Wrestling is back in November. They've announced their show. Yes. It's going to be called Blackwater. Again, return to Blackwater. It's going to be on the 2nd of November, and there is a lot of talk of some Halloween fancy dress for this.
Oh,
guys,
my God. I might be in for that.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Trouble is, we went fancy dressed to that Progress show, and it felt like I was one of the only people with fancy dress.
Yeah, I didn't. Sorry,
guys,
John.
Can we all please turn up as Terry Funk? No. My eye.
This is my chance. This is my chance, guys. I'm going to dress as Papa fucking Shango.
Oh.
I thought you were going to say Braun Strowman.
That is going to be a long train journey to and from the wrestling venue.
Well, I'm just going to draw Randy Orton's face on my face.
I was thinking about this, John. I was thinking actually maybe for this event, maybe we could all come to yours before and get ready, and then maybe I'll have to stay over at yours. I'm inviting myself over basically because I can't get on the train dressed as Papa Shango. That's going to be very odd. Anyway, Sam, I expect you to tip up as Gold Dust.
Yep.
Brett, you could go as Baron Corbin's belly. Do you reckon you could do that? John, I don't have an idea for you, John. So sorry.
No, that's
you
fine.
can go as Jeff Hardy. You can put a screwdriver through your ear and everything.
Oh, yeah, of course. Incredible. Okay, so yeah, hopefully see a lot of you down at Riptide when we'll all be looking like complete idiots. If people want to get in touch, Brett, how do they do it? Do you remember?
I remember. They can send their emails to hardestpartofthering@gmail.com. Yep. They can get us on social media, which is Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. We are at Hardest Part Pod, and we have a shop with some things on it, which is hardestpartofthering.bigcartel.com.
Yes, get on there before everything sells out. We're selling so much merch. It's unreal.
We're selling like Shawn Michaels.
Exactly. Thank you to everybody who has tuned in, and until next week when we'll be doing the quiz, it's goodbye from me, Adam. Goodbye from Sam.
See ya.
Goodbye from John.
Bye.
And goodbye from Brett.
Goodbye.
That was the hardest part of the ring.
That is the hardest part of that ring.